Alright YouTube, today I'm going to make a video and show you all the new bass fishing lures I got for 2014. Again, this is just all the new lures I bought within the past week. I still have a lot of money left over, and I'm probably going to have a big order on Tackle Warehouse and order a bunch of lures there, because my local Dick's Sporting Goods does not sell everything that I wanted to buy, so especially this January, because it's after Christmas and New Year's, and the whole store was wiped out. There was not much left, so I just bought the things that I knew I needed, and I'm going to do a big order on Tackle Warehouse. I'm going to get a lot of frogs, jigs, ordering a Spro, BBZ1 shad, all that stuff, but let's get to it. These baits I got in November, but I haven't used them yet. I won a contest. A lot of you guys might know Jeremy French from Facebook or YouTube. He makes his own custom jigs, and I won one of his contests, and I got a lot of his jigs. I won 3 jigs and a bunch of Biffle heads. So I'm gonna show you the video with all the baits, and I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures with my new Nikon camera, high quality, so you guys can see these better. But this one is his version of a bluegill. It's really hard to see, but I'll take pictures of them, and you guys will be able to see these a lot better. It's this bluegill swim jig, no rattles. I'm guessing it's 3/8 or a ½ ounce. This next jig here is a black and blue swim jig. It has rattles on it. Another one of Jeremy's jigs. I added a net bait pocket crawl, black and blue pocket crawl. Yeah, it's really hard to see. Sorry, I'm going to take pictures of these. So, ½ ounce again. I also won this white swim jig. It's like a shad with chartreuse added, and what's interesting is he's got a willow leaf blade trailed on here, and this looks like it's going to cut. If I get the chance to use it, that blade, this is almost like a spinnerbait, but I feel like this, I'm going to probably put a white pocket crawl as a trailer on here. This is probably going to look real nice in the water. I like the idea. So there's Jeremy's jigs that I won. I also won his Biffle heads, which I also... I got a 5/8 ounce, which is this one. This is the 5/8 ounce, and this is the 7/8 ounce. I'll take pictures again to show you guys. These are his own version of Biffle heads. Guys, Jeremy French makes really good quality stuff. I really highly recommend you visit his page and buy some of his jigs. I'm really impressed with them. And these are 2 new jigs I just bought. This jig is a 3/8 ounce. Booyah Boo jig, and it's in the watermelon red color, and it has rattles on it. Probably going to use all my trailers, guys, are going to be pocket crawls and sweet beavers. You know, those are my favorite trailers. This one is a forget what this is. Terminator, I believe. This is a Terminator jig anyway. And it's another watermelon color. Again, I'll take pictures to show them to you. There's a new buzzbait I got, Booyah Buzzbait. This is the chartreuse color, the clacker there. I love buzzbaits a lot, and I'm going to show you guys a modification that I do to keep the skirts on buzzbaits and spinnerbaits on. So I'm going to show you this modification. You can go to your local craft store and buy this green wiring. It just comes in a big roll. It's real thin, but it's strong. And what I'll do is cut off a piece of that wire, and I'll wrap it around the buzzbait skirt, like you see there. It's that dark green color. so the skirt does not move. It does not want to go anywhere. This keeps the skirt on and from sliding down. That's why I put the wire on there. And Jeremy French actually kind of gave me the idea, because when I looked at his jigs, they have the same type of wire. It's like he hand ties them, so I decided to do the same, just for skirts, just to keep them from not falling off. So I do that for spinnerbaits too. That's the Booyah Buzzbait in ½ ounce, I believe. Here is a Booyah spinnerbait, ½ ounce chartreuse color. The water around here is cedar water. It's really dark, and the bass need to be able to see it. I have a lot of good luck with the chartreuses here. This is a ½ ounce Booyah spinnerbait. And again, I put my wire there so the skirt doesn't move. I don't have trailer hooks on these yet, but I ran out of trailer hooks because they're all on my other Buzzbaits and spinnerbaits, so I'm probably going to buy more. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys. This is a Lure Jensen, I believe. Yes, Lure Jensen crocodile spoon. Guys, these are my favorite spoons, all-around spoons. I've had this one right here. This one they call the die 3 size. This is the die 4. I bought this one. This is the bigger size. I figured out that in the past 4 years that I've been fishing here, the bass really like crocodile spoons from early February through late April. It's a pattern. It works in every lake. It's not just one lake. It works in every lake I fish. They just like the crocodile spoon for some reason. I have a video from a little while ago that I caught a really big bass. I know I said it was 7 pounds in the video, but it was my biggest bass at the time, and I thought I kind of over-guessed the weight. It was probably around 4.5 or 5 pounds. But I caught it on this spoon, so I bought the bigger version, which is a die 4. And this is the pattern. It constantly works. It always catches bass in the spring for me. These spoons, they really like these crocodile spoons. I used to have like 5 of these, but I lost a couple, so I bought a few more. What else here? All right. Here is a Excalibur square bill. It's in chartreuse color. See there? Again, chartreuse is a really hot color around here. They really like the chartreuses. And I got a lure to go along with this, and you guys have heard about this one. Killer lure, guys. The Bomber Model A. I bought a Bomber Model A. I seen it all over YouTube. I just had to pick one up. These are really good crankbaits. If you're looking for a crankbait that dives pretty medium depth, this is like 6 to 8 feet, I believe. But if you put on bigger line, it'll dive shallower. But this is bombers are really good crankbaits, guys. Again, I'll show you pictures of these. Another modification, I used the same wire with this modification, the same crafting wire. A lot of you guys, when you put your crankbaits and topwater baits in boxes, you notice that sometimes they get these scratch marks or on the paint side. I've eliminated that problem with a real cheap way. You know, you don't have to buy hook savers. You get the wire that I have, and you wrap it around the hooks. You can't see it here, but I'll take pictures of it. I wrap it around these hooks, and it doesn't scratch the paint. That's just a cheap way that I use to keep these crankbaits safe. Bomber Model A. My favorite all-time crankbait, guys, is a KVD 1.5. Really good crankbaits. I'm glad I have a bunch in my box. I already have 2 in this color. This is the chartreuse blackback 1.5. Again, with my wire modification there to keep the hooks from scratching the paint. There's a KVD 1.5 chartreuse blackback. I got another KVD 1.5 in bluegill. I think this is sexy sunfish color. Another good crankbait. Hook modification. I did this with all my baits. Crankbait I've wanted for a long time is a Rapala Rip and Wrap. This is in chartreuse color. You can see the scheme here is mostly chartreuse and orange belly. It's the size 6. Rapala Rip and Wrap. Good bait. Here I got a Rebel frog. Always wanted to try one of these baits because topwater is my favorite type of fishing. And I wanted to try one of these, so I just decided to buy one. Rebel frog. It's a walk the dog bait. Now this bait I've been looking for a long time. It's a Rapala skitter prop. Rapala skitter prop. I've been looking for a long time in my dicks to find these, and this Saturday or last Saturday I looked hard enough and I found a whole row of these, and they were all in line frog. So I just bought one Rapala. Oh, brain fart. Rapala skitter prop. This is going to be a really good topwater bait. I know I'm going to catch a good fish on this year. It's in line frog. Again, I'll take some pictures of these. Hook modification on there. Keep it from scratching the paint. In the rivers around my house, guys, the bass really like prop baits. They really like torpedoes and devil's horses, so I know that they'll like this bait as well. It's in a frog pattern again, so it's a good bait. I'm using 50-pound braid on this at all times. I am not losing this bait. Here I got a storm chug bug. I don't know what the color is, but it's green top and an orange belly. Again, use topwater bait. Use this for bass, pickerel, you know, striper, bluefish. It's also it has saltwater hooks on there. It's probably a saltwater version, but it'll catch bass in freshwater. Here I got a Rapala jerkbait X-Wrap. This is my first ever. I have a couple jerkbaits, but this is like my first bigger sized one. Because again, the trouble I have is catching bass in the winter and early spring, and I want to eliminate that this year. So I'm going to buy a bunch of jerkbaits. And the Carolina rig's been doing real well for me. So this is the Rapala jerkbait. I got a KBD Sexy Dog and Gizzard Shad. Walk the dog topwater bait. I also have one in Sexy Sunfish or Sexy Shad color. Another good topwater bait. Alright, let me show you guys something. I've had this hidden Zara spook for 4 years. It has caught me so many fish, guys. I mean, I'm going to take pictures of it, but the paint is chipped like crazy on this lure. I've caught more 3-pound bass on this lure than any other lure in my box. If you guys are looking for an all-around good topwater bait, the hidden Super Spook is the best topwater bait in my opinion. I really believe it's that rattle. Deep knocker rattle. It really gets them. So, this is the older one, and I bought a new one. This one is brand new. I had to buy a new one, guys, because, I mean, this bait is just so killer. It catches me so many fish. Great lure. So I bought a new one in the same color. It's called Foxy Shad. Great topwater bait. I highly recommend these. Got another Super Spook here, and this one's in bone color. So far, those are all my baits for 2014. I'm going to be buying a lot more. Probably, I bought a couple bags of soft plastics, but I'll just tell you what they are. I got the Missile Baits, the Bomb in black and blue color. I bought some Yum flipping baits, and then I bought a pack of Cincos. But I have a bunch of tackle, guys. I do a lot of fishing. It's just sometimes I just can't get the camera to work, but this year it's not going to be an issue because I got a bunch of new cameras now. I really want to get this channel going. I appreciate the subscribes and all the views. keep it coming, guys, because this year I want to try to get a lot of good footage, and not just for fishing. I really like filming thunderstorms, so I want to get a lot of good videos of that up there too. So I have a lot more tackle. I'm just showing you the new stuff for 2014. So I'm probably going to, when I get the chance, go on Tackle Warehouse, order a bunch of frogs and jigs, plastic. I'm going to buy a lot of pocket crawls. So this year, I caught, for the entire 13 season, guys, I caught 214 bass out of the entire season here in South Jersey. I caught 2 5-pounders, 2 5-pound bass, 1 4-pounder, and an 8-pounder. And you guys must have seen that video too. The 1 5-pounder was caught on a spinnerbait. 1 5-pounder was caught on a wacky rig Cinco. The 4-pounder was caught on a Copper's Live Target Frog. And the 8-pounder was caught on the Carolina rig with the Cinco. This year I lost 3 fish that were at least 4 pounds. All 3 of those fish, 2 of the fish were on Cincos. I had them up close to shore and the hook just popped off. And the third fish with that I know was at least 5 pounds was at Stockton Lake, and I was using a Copper's Frog. Absolutely exploded on it. Had the fish within a foot away from me. I was wading in water, getting ready to lip him, and the frog popped out of his mouth and hit me right in the face, and I lost that fish. But anyway, I had a really good season. I caught a lot of fish this year. I'd say the most productive bait for me for 2013, the number 1 bait would probably be a Cinco. The second top producing bait would be a frog, and a third producing bait would be a red-eye shad. Those are my 3 top baits this year. I did catch a lot of fish on the spinnerbait as well. So again, I'm going to take some pictures of these lures and add them into the video. So please stay tuned, guys. I hope to get a lot of good videos up this year.